Hello, hello, and welcome to this moment. And in this moment, I'm really excited to be diving in with James Wood on the most comfortable fins by Laguna Fins. So, welcome, James. Thanks for being here and all your support.
Gosh, thanks for having me, Sarah.
Yeah, and so just a little background for me in terms of just why are we here and what sparked this. um James has this amazing Laguna Fins company that he's going to be diving in with, but I wanted to share that recently I've gotten to be exploring with them, and the one really cool thing about their fins is you can swim all the strokes. And for me, being a mermaid breaststroker, like, what, I've been totally looking for something like this. And already just a couple weeks, I'm discovering some really amazing things that are happening to support my kick and everything. So, James, I'll give it to you. What sparked this? Like, just share some background that kind of created, this now moment where we are today.
Well, it definitely wasn't an overnight situation, but when we grew up in Laguna Beach, you're in the water 24/7, the ocean, the pools, I mean, the junior guards, they're still using the same fins. We're a bunch of us were like, we have to come up with something better, and it's not paying an extra $20 to buy a booty because we also surf. So we kind of started trial and erroring. Then my dad had a friend who's a designer, came out with we just knew we needed something more comfortable, but I needed a not just for training, but I mean, we have a fin that's for everybody basically. I mean, for a competitive swimmer, an Olympian, we have a lot of Olympians behind us as well. And but also for your learn to swim, we just came out with a youth fin that, and both models are 100% floatable. So I think that's one thing you were talking about. It helps your posture along with your rip current handboards. It's kind of the same technique where it's keeping you afloat, kind of progressing you in a swimming way, I guess.
Yeah, and when you were talking about the rip current, like one drill that I've been doing that I'm going to be sharing on my YouTube more and more is like I use one board, and that same side I use the fin. And then I'm using a paddle on the other side, and so I'm getting to isolate each side, but using the buoyancy with the fins, using the buoyancy of the board so that it can support my body in, really like understanding like what is it that I'm meant to do, because when we use our brain and it's like, okay, you have to do this thing, but if you've had surgeries or you're just learning to swim or you don't really know, like it's really supportive to have tools that are going to help the body, really understand how to do that.
Definitely. Yeah, no, I completely agree. And like going back to that fact, yeah, I've always tried to market I mean, I know everyone's supposed to market to one market, although during this whole progression of me finding the exact right fin, my dad underwent 5 back surgeries. Every doctor I spoke with, I asked, what is the very first thing he will be able to do? And will he be able to wear these? And doctors want to be able to sell them to their customers now because I mean, if you have that problem, swimming is the very best thing for you, and you can't be discomfortable when you're just trying to get back into something. So,
Yeah, and that's amazing because again, it's like you're not only, helping competitors, but you're helping people that have need to get back into doing something to move their body, to get their body to really be supported in the water. And what better way to create a tool that can be accessible for everyone, which is amazing.
no, I it was a long haul, but it ended up coming together, and we're really excited now, especially now that you're going to Pan Am. I'm super excited for that. Like that's very cool.
Yeah, and to even think that, to be swimming breaststroke, for me is just kind of like I'm still like my body is still like what? Like this is, because when you start a journey, probably you even are know with like these fins, right? It's like, wait, we need to make a better fin, but then it's like you don't really know the steps that you're going to need to take to then be able to create that fin. Just like me, it's like I have this Olympic dream, but I didn't know like what it would look like, what I would be swimming and all these things. And it's just another testimonial to just start, right? Just start with an idea, start, believe in yourself. And the more that you do that, like the right people, places, and things will come around to support the mission.
Completely agree with you. It's like, you work hard and then you're blessed by being surrounded by good people. So that's how I've been with this company. And now, you know, we're ready to definitely go. We're definitely going up. And so, I mean, the feedback I've been receiving has been pretty awesome. And it's been great for me because I pretty much take care of a lot of this stuff myself. And to talk to customers, and yesterday I talked to a customer, 67-year-old from Maine, just moved to Wyoming, has doesn't know how to swim. So he's learning from a US Coast Guard. And he goes, "What do I need first?" He goes, "Fins, and I've heard of Laguna fin." I don't know where he heard of them. The guy, I mean, he called me and he's just like, "Thank you so much." He's like, "These are really like letting me learn how to swim." So it's like covering a broad market of people that are getting in the water at 60 or 3 years old. We can now take care of the 3 year olds with our new youth fin. And then, and nobody wants to start swimming uncomfortably. It kind of deters swimming in general, even though it's the fin that's uncomfortable. So I knew I needed something. I had to have it. It wasn't it. I needed it. I just needed to know how. And I think we found out. I think we
Yeah.
got it.
Well, and it's like because I'm someone who like loves equipment and is always willing to try something. And like what I'm even discovering for my own self, like with just fins in general. So I have before your fins, I was using DMC fins, which I felt like were the next best, comfortable thing. Because if you look at like just your basic fin, from most companies, like they really are rigid, and a lot of times like they were heavy, so it would put pressure on my hips, to actually use a fin. And so then it was like my body didn't really want to use a fin. But then when I found the DMC, but then the next problem was like, how do I swim breaststroke with these? Because there's no way that you could even do it, because you're
Yeah.
literally going against the water, to make that happen. So then when you have these, it's like, wow, like your feet, or I mean, you like literally can spread out. So now my feet actually are mimicking what I can do for the breaststroke kick. Because it's like I haven't learned how to, flip my feet and use my feet in the water like that.
Definitely. Yeah, no, yeah. I'm the support we've been having lately has just been so amazing, and especially with the, Paris Olympics coming up, we hope to have a couple of our athletes in that, and yeah, just I mean, I don't even know what else to explain, really.
Well, I'll give you a little pin. Like, so, what you've discovered and all these things, like, where do you see Laguna Fins in the future? Like, I mean, there's all this support happening. Like, what is your like best case scenario look like for what it is that you're visioning, what you see for the world of swimming with your fins and all that? Let's just dream big right now.
We not have to drink too bad. But this is a surf fin for the ocean,
Wow.
great bodyboarding fin, and people will definitely reach out because I put these on back on, so we don't sell them anymore. But yeah, this was my newest design. The exact same, but with a child. I mean, it's very
Ah.
small. I mean, if you look at my hand, and this has been so good for the kids because not only are they trying to start these kids at 3 years old, this not only helps, like we were talking about, like them actually get posture, but it keeps them afloat, which they kind of needed to start. And they like to start them on their back because these will keep their back and then get them used to the water. And it's my goal in that was, like I was saying earlier, nobody wants to start jumping in the water, jumping in the pool with an uncomfortable product and continue that. I mean, if it's my first time doing it and someone's telling me I have to wear these uncomfortable fins every time I do it, I'm not going to do it anymore. As I say, I need a way for, kids to enjoy to wear fins and, put them on this year and they're going to last you till next year because they're completely adjustable. Then give them to your little brother when you're done and you're ready for our small mediums. So I needed something to, it, and take care of everybody. A kid's foot, a child's foot up to the age of 11 grows up mostly half of a size, but usually a full size between 3 of those years. That's what you get. I mean, I did other fins that are 78, 99 for kids, and they're growing out of them in 6 months. I mean, as a parent or as a buyer, that's kind of not the situation I'd want to be in because then
Yeah.
you have a lot of extra fins.
And then it's also like kind of wasteful, right? Because now it's like at least these are like reusable. So there's like something happening with the planet and how we're, able to like just use them, pass them down, and then it's like, oh, I had and this fin, like I don't have to buy separate fins for separate strokes, it's like I could use
Definitely.
this one thing and then if I'm a surfer, I can use this other thing, or even the ones that you have now probably still work for surfing,
Yes.
just however you want to be in the water.
That's kind of a scientific deal behind it. Like as you know, like I said, we came from Laguna Beach, so when my dad's friend helped us design, it's basically a scientific fact that you can't swim. You cannot kick 100% in any fin on the market, and basically you're at about a 72% at the most. Which with ours, that's why competitive. It's good for competitive swimming because you're having to use 100%. So when you get out of the water and take a big fin off, you feel like you're going so slow, but our fins are to build you for when you take your fins off, you'll beat your timing. If you train for 2 weeks in our fins, I'll almost guarantee you'll beat your timing the time you swam right before without fins.
Yeah, and I'm definitely seeing it. I'm coming up on 2 weeks here, and my times are coming down. I'm feeling, I'm getting stronger. My legs are even having some new awareness. So like you were saying, like with someone that's having surgery or something, it's like now there's some feeling. Like I had all these surgeries. Like of course there's nerve damage. There's all these different things that we don't really know what happens like at 4 months old when you have your first surgery, and like how cool that a fin can support the development of, the body actually discovering like, okay, this is actually possible for me when maybe a couple months ago I didn't really know that I might even have a kick.
No, definitely. No, and I mean I thank you for all the kind words because literally that's one thing I needed. Wasn't just comfort for me. I've been to events where I've came across, for instance, one very, very nice lady. She had half of her foot blown off and she wouldn't show anybody, so she took me in the back while we had a booth. And I was like, okay, I can fix this because we came out with an arch strap. So now, besides just the heel strap, you can go inwards as well. So besides that, for traveling, that you could, like, a wife and a husband could wear a large or whatever, but it's really nice to see just helping people that have these problems. That she was like, I've never been able to wear fins ever in my life, and I live in this beach town, and I've been to this event like 20 years. But what is there? Will you come back here? Like, but it's nice to see the feedback like that. And then, I mean, that's like what the company's about. But Olympic training doesn't doesn't shed far.
Yeah. I mean, because again, it's like it's the body, right? So it's like the fin is supporting the body, and the person is swimming and training and doing it, and then whatever they're meant to achieve, like through using that tool, like how cool that that tool can now support that swimmer's, experience, whether they've had surgeries or just learning to swim or a little kid, it's like there's so or surfing, it's like whatever
Yeah,
you're swimming, it's like, whoa, there's this thing, instead of hurting you or feeling like it's a lot, or you get blisters or you have to take them off or whatever. It's like you've really discovered something that can support everyone, not just like the competitive world or just this, it really feels like it's this worldly thing. Like, hey, do you like the water? You want to learn the water? Like, what do you need? Like, here we are. Like, we have this amazing product for you.
definitely. No, that's exactly how I want to put it off. It's a very hard marketing tactic. Let me tell you, because I mean the variety that people loving our fins and the feedback, it just makes me feel so good. There's Olympians training. Uh, I'm speaking with one, and you know what I mean. It's and then I get a call from a guy yesterday. Like, these are the best. Thank you. 68 just started swimming, so it's like I'm liking what's happening and the growth, and yeah, I'm excited for the future. I think I think yeah, I think we're especially with you on board. I think you have a very good knowledge about everything, and you know, you hold yourself very well. You've been through a lot. When you told me all your stories from the get go, and I kind of pre-up read them, I was like, okay, well, okay. I mean, wait, I need to hear the whole breakdown before I know if it's going to help. And then when you said they did, that's just, I love that to hear, as being the starter, that here I am. Yeah.
I love it. And yeah, I mean, it's like, we don't know until we try something, right? And for me, I'm always willing to better myself, to improve, to, again, and it's like it's bigger than the swimming. And that's what I love about this company and what you've designed, is like it is for everyone, and when we actually create that unity, like it supports us all, it's not just like, oh, it's just for this. Like, it really is this wholeness, and we all can relate, we all can, better ourselves through the water, and that's what's the amazing part of it.
Yeah, no, I'm so with you, and I love the fact just just the little feedback is great. Obviously, sponsoring colleges, clubs, this and that. That's awesome. I love that. But helping helping people, we're starting a nonprofit to go give back. Laps, let all people swim, and we have contacts throughout Africa. Now we're gonna go there. Right now, they're using coffee cans. They're using like the top of Folger coffee cans. They cut them in half and put them over their feet with shoelaces. So yeah, I'm gonna go over there and distribute slash take, like, people to teach them how to swim, and leave. Obviously, I'm not leave the fins with them, and but that's kind of our goal with the company, and we just happen to have a fin that's ready for anybody in the Olympics to anybody else as well. But there's just like what we want to do with the company is be real and be I want to talk to the customers personally. I want to I want to know their feedback. And like I don't need somebody answering the phone and being like, "Oh, they said this feedback." We want our customers engaged and just like I mean, once you liked our fins, you're one of our very main ambassadors now, and we're excited to go through this next journey with you. And that's just yeah, that's how we want to run the company. And we don't need to be flashy, but once they're seen, I think they speak for themselves.
Yeah, and it's amazing
My
that,
opinion.
and it really should be, more companies should be like this, where we're authentic and we want to connect with people. It's not just about purchasing, it's about that connection, about really, seeing like, how did this make you feel? Like, and knowing that you put your energy into this, it's like you in one moment were like, I want a better fin. And now so many people are getting to experience that thought that you had through now this evolution that is Laguna Fin, and I just think it's amazing that you want to keep that personal touch because again, it's like, we're all creators of our realities. And by someone getting to hear your story and saying, wow, he just had this thought that he wanted to, create something better and he's still connecting with me. He's still, doing this. And that's really what we came here to be, in the world. And so it's amazing that you're embodying this and continuing to live it in every moment. And I'm just so blessed and honored to know you, to get to vibe with you and all the things.
Well, I mean, Laguna Fin in general is blessed to have you as an ambassador, and I know you're gonna crush it at the Pan Am Games, and I'm just very happy that from what all you've been through, that the fins are working for you because that's what brightens me as a CEO and as everything. That's why I want to talk to my customers. I don't need a bot. But when you when you told me that your feelings about the fins, that's what pleases me the very most. And I think you, me, and Laguna Fin have a very far uh, we're gonna go very far with this. And yeah, it's all yeah.
I'm excited. Well, before we wrap it up, is there any tips, anything that you want to leave us with? Because I feel like we've just covered so much to really open the heart of the company. It's not just a fin, is what we're seeing here. It's a family. It's more than just some equipment. It's supporting your evolution as a swimmer and allowing yourself to discover yourself and what maybe was or wasn't working with whatever you got to use in the past. And now by using these new fins, some really amazing miracles can happen. So
Yeah, I mean that's it. It excites me so it excites me that like you can finally feel your like you were telling me, you're like I could never because with the ankle strap it just kind of that was the key. And so that's kind of what gives you that's what gives it the burst, especially in the breaststroke. So yeah, we're excited. Thanks so much.
yeah, awesome. Well, appreciate everyone listening, and I'll share the links below so you can check out Laguna Fins. And however else, check their story out. They have some amazing blogs and videos and things, and I'll be sharing some things as well if you follow along. So thanks again and stay tuned. Peace.